Hello twin flames, thank you for being here, for liking, subscribing and all the amazing comments and feedback you leave me. It means the world, as you know, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, join our family because we're here for you every day. So as Ralph Smart would say, we've got a whole lot to talk about. What an interesting weekend it's been. So we're going to talk about that. I've got numbers to share with you. They've given me some channel guidance and we're going to bring in the cards. But first of all, I want to give a big shout out to our soul brother Sage, who started a channel. And I've been sharing a few of his videos in the community page. Very powerful. He channels the angels. He's got an amazing cat that he shared on today's video. Go and check him out. So our brother Sage from Magical Me, or it's Magical Channel, and each channel is magical. So go and check him out. The other thing is, you may notice I've got a little cut under my chin. Now, yesterday, obviously George was in the shed, and I'm going to talk about the masculine energy as well. And I shared a reading by George that he posted yesterday in the shed. Very powerful, connecting with nature, connecting with birds, connecting with the energy of these changes ahead. And yesterday I was kind of in the bedroom and I slipped over and I bashed my chin on the chest of drawers. Now, it's not that bad, okay? It could have been a lot worse, but the message from heaven is slow down. Slow down. This is a message for all of us. And the week ahead, you know, I shared a weekly reading yesterday. It's all about surrender. And it's about letting go and being flexible and trusting the journey and having faith. So we're really being guided today and the week ahead to take things into our own pace. And the message coming through when I did that was slow down. There's no need to rush anything. There's no need to try and move quicker than you can. And that's a real message collectively. There's no need to run quicker than we can because the masculines are already doing the work. They're already finding the way. And this is a big sign as well to show you guys the power of heaven. You know, if you ever hurt yourself in any way physically, or if you ever need their assistance for something emotionally or a situation you're going through, call on heaven. I called on Jesus and Archangel Raphael yesterday, and all there is there now is a little cut. And when I did it, you know, I kind of bashed my chin, knocked my head back, and all this area was bright red. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's going to bruise, but it hasn't. Because that's the power of heaven. They work miracles. So I like to start today's reading with a message from the miracle worker himself, from Jesus. So what does Jesus want to say to us all today? Here we go. And this is about our journey and what we're going through. So he's saying to you, all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive. And I love this because this is from Matthew 21 to 22. Now, isn't that a huge sign, first of all? What year are we in? 2021. What year are we moving into soon? 2022. So Jesus is saying to all of us today, and this is him taking you by the hand. Okay, whether you are a man or a woman, you have an inner child. This is you as a little girl or you as a little boy, and Jesus is holding your hand here. And he's saying, all things, that means whatever you're wanting in work, career, success with money, health, you know, relationships with your family and union with your twin. All things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer. Now that means asking for it, intending it, setting the intention. Asking in prayer is saying, thank you, Jesus, thank you, angels. I believe, I am ready. I am preparing for my union. I know with unwavering faith because I believe that we will be together. So prayer is asking for help. It's when we ask and we believe we receive. And when we believe, when we have faith, when we trust, when we know, that's when we receive. What a beautiful message there coming through from Jesus for this day. And we've also got, I mean, this is powerful. Do you know, I kind of felt this energy this morning because, again, this is about taking it easy, relaxing, surrender, let go. It says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. So we have to make peace with our journey. We have to make peace with our twin. You know, carrying around resentment and blame and, pain. It doesn't serve the connection. It's okay to feel those things and experience the emotions, but also ask the question, why is this making me feel this way? What is this teaching me about me? Because you want to be at peace. All of you want to be in union with your twin, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on this video. No matter what you put in the comments section, no matter how hard it is, you want union, or you want some form of relationship or contact with your twin flame. And that's being a peacemaker, making peace with the situation, sorting things out with your twin, clearing the air. So Jesus is saying to you, be the peacemaker. Don't make things harder than it needs to be. Don't hold on to pain. Forgive, because forgiveness heals. Forgive and heal, and don't take it personally. And that really resonates with what's happened over the weekend. Now, most of the masculines, I would say perhaps 99%, 95, 99% of the masculines have been in hermit mode over the weekend. And it's really powerful because my masculine George, obviously you get first-hand information because I'm in union. So you can see first-hand what's going on with the masculines. And being a feminine, sometimes I don't know myself what's going to happen or how the energy is going to affect him or me, or the collective energy. Now, this morning when I was watching the kind of world go by while I was drinking my cup of tea, I saw bird formations, and I keep seeing bird formations. And I've seen one bird formation like going round and round, but this morning I saw two, and they were following each other. So like the birds were in formation flying around, and then right behind them, there were more birds flying around. So this is the masculine and the feminines coming together, catching each other up, coming together to talk and clear the air and release what needs to go. So last week I knew that George would be in the shed on Saturday because he's got his best friend coming over in a few weeks, and they're going to do the manly bonding. He's got a shed. They're gonna go in the shed, and they're gonna be in the shed all weekend. It's gonna be like a camping experience for them. So instead of going somewhere out there, because of what's going on with restrictions and all these things, they're gonna do it in the garden. So they're gonna go in the shed. So he did a test run. So I kind of knew he was already doing it, but it just really fell into line with what the masculines were going through. And he went in the shed on Saturday morning about 10 a.m. And apart from me kind of taking him little snacks and stuff in, I did not see him until yesterday morning. And it was just really intense, and I really felt this energy. Plus the fact that I'd pre-recorded a short video message and I shared that, and that was all about the energy saying, I have to do something else right now, please understand. And that was so kind of pivotal and crucial for the masculine energy. So if over the weekend your masculines mean distant or silent or in hermit mode, it's not because they don't want to talk to you or be around you. And it's certainly not because they don't love you. It's because they love you so much they have to process. And they need time away. Even in union, they need time away. So even though that was a test run, and obviously he was setting all his shed up, and he did an amazing reading in there talking about the energy of 21 and being flexible, which is all about this year with the year of the ox. And he was mentioning birds and amazing things. And this is power. And then in Sage's reading today, he spoke about happiness being your birthright. And it really is. So the best thing we can do as a divine feminine, when the masculines need that alone time, when they need that space, when they need that silence, when they need to do their own thing, do not take it personally. The worst thing we can do is rush after them, grabbing on, thinking they're going to leave forever or going into fear. The best thing we can do is surrender and let go and focus on self. And it was the perfect opportunity for me because, I've kind of given myself a little break as well over the weekend to do me, So it was the perfect time for me to just relax and pretty much do nothing and drink tea and watch Dallas and chill and listen to my own thoughts and emotions and meditate and catch up with people on Snapchat, and very powerful. And I feel a lot more healed this week now, even though I bash my chin, but that's a message to take things on the chin from heaven and to slow down. And I know that's exactly what I was being shown there. to slow down and not rush around and to take it on the chin as things happen. But we're being reminded to not take things personally. And when George emerged, I call it emerging because it's like a caterpillar in the chrysalis emerging into the butterfly. So when he emerged from the shed yesterday morning, he was extra attentive, extra loving, more tactile, wanted hugs and kisses because he'd miss me too. And when your masculine is in that silence, they miss you too. You miss them, but they miss you too. So the best thing you can do for your twin in that energy is to let them do what they need to do, because that's showing them that you trust them, to do what they need to do, to find their way, knowing that all paths lead home. And Jesus is just reinforcing this right now, because he's saying to you here, whatever you want, whatever it is, no matter how far away it seems or how out of reach it seems, when you ask for it with prayer and when you believe in it with unwavering faith, you will receive it at the right time, in divine time. And Jesus is saying, so be a peacemaker, because that makes you the light of the world, and you are a light worker. You are here to work your light, to feel free, to be in your power. And yesterday we watched Donnie Darko, and I have to say, it's one of the weirdest films I've ever seen. But there was a lot of messages in there as well. And the most thing that kind of grabbed my attention the most, because it's kind of like a prophetic film, it's very strange. But the thing that kind of grabbed me the most was it showed this energy coming out of the heart space. Okay, and in the film it was kind of portrayed from the solar plexus, which is about the gut instinct. But it was, what I really saw in that was this energy coming out from the heart space. So it showed every single person, and the heart was expanding and it was moving towards something. So there was a kind of like this big, like kind of transparent energy that was moving in front of the person. It was leading the way. And the message coming through from that for me was the heart wants what the heart wants. So we can't, hide from this love. We can't run away from this love. The heart wants what the heart wants, regardless of the situation. And your twin flame knows that. Okay, his heart or her heart knows what they want. But they have to remove fear and struggle and doubt to get there. And they learn to trust in heaven. And the other big message that came through was about mirroring. Okay, because a lot of kind of synchronicities in there I found connected with the Matrix as well. When Neo is kind of, being unplugged from the Matrix, he's messing with the mirror and he touches the mirror and the mirror is kind of goes into him, Well, Donnie Darko was kind of looking at this weird bunny thing in the mirror. So it's about facing fears, and you are your twin flame's greatest mirror. And in a way, your greatest fear, because they have to face themselves. So you help them to face their fears. You trigger their spiritual awakening. You open them up to change. It's very powerful. So the angels are asking you to believe. And when I was watching Dallas on Saturday, I stopped and wrote this down because there was a conversation between John Ross and his mum Sue Ellen. John Ross, only a little child, I think he's 5, and his mum Sue Ellen. And she turned round and said to him, grown-ups have to be alone sometimes. It's important to them. And I just thought, what a synchronicity. George is in the shed. The masculines are having this quiet time. So the message is we have to be alone. Grown-ups, because we're grown up now. We may be activated or working from our inner child and, operating through love and light, but we are, adults. So when we're adulting and we're busy, we've all got responsibilities. We've all got jobs or kids or, things we need to take care of with family. We've all got something going on, no matter how different our circumstances may be. Sometimes we need alone time. As much as we love being with our twin or being with other people, we need alone time. And on this journey, that's what we learn. Some people need to learn alone time. Some people struggle with that, And as a divine feminine, that's what we learn the most, to be independent. Before union, I had a lot of time, years and years and years on my own, because I was growing and learning, understanding me. And I used to take myself out on dates. I used to go abroad on my own. I used to go, to London on my own, and seminars on my own, and the cinema, and, going out and doing things. Nothing stopped me from living my life. And that was what really moved me into union. Living life, loving life, not putting my life on hold for anyone. And yes, I had moments of pain and separation, and days where I couldn't kind of move from the sofa because I was in tears, but Archangel Michael picked me up, and that's what he'll do for you, because this is about living your life, loving your life, accepting things as they are to build what needs to come. Very powerful. The other thing I wrote down was this, and this was a conversation, I think it was between JR and someone, okay? But he said, pride's a funny thing. Sometimes it can keep you away from what you really want, okay? Well, the angels took the word pride out and replaced it with this. This is coming from intuition. What you think you should do can keep you away from what you really want. What you think you should do. So if the masculines are in a karmic situation and they think they should stay in that situation because they've got kids or money issues, or they don't want to hurt anyone, or because they're married, what you think you should do can keep you away from what you really want. And what they really want is you, a life with you. Or them trying to, be a member of the community, or a member of society, or because of what others say or do. So this is saying, what we think we should do sometimes can keep us away from what we really want. And that's when we are listening with the mind or the ego or logic. We have to follow our heart, and that's always what we're being guided to do. So I've written down as well, and this is powerful, okay? High energy, the love is lifting me, and I put signs. So yesterday I shared that song in that kind of intuitive reading as it was coming in my mind. High energy, your love is lifting me, and I shared it on the community page. But when I was trying to think of the words wouldn't come. Instead, they give me the signs are lifting me, or the signs are guiding me. And this is a huge sign from heaven that the signs are lifting you, the signs are guiding you. So the signs don't just guide you, the signs lift you into a higher vibration or a high energy. So when you're feeling down, when you're going through doubt, when you're going through a struggle, the angels will bombard you with signs or give you parrot guidance, which is repetitive, to lift your energy. And that really come through, and I was like, I had angel bumps when I realised that. And I thought, wow, the signs are lifting you. So trust the signs that you see. You're being reminded always this journey is real. So when you're seeing the signs, it's coming from heaven and your twin. Over the weekend, a lot of you have been saying, why have I been seeing these signs? Why? And if you don't know, I'm sure most of you know, but the stag is the promise of union. If you're seeing the stag, it's the promise of union. And a lot of people worry, if you see like a dead stag, or you see something happening to the stag that you see as a negative thing. But it's always about rebirth. See things through the eyes of love, not fear, and you'll always receive the message that's meant for you in that sign. Okay, never go into fear or ego. And if you do go into fear and ego, remember it's illusion. Look at the journey and what you are being shown through the eyes of love. So they've given me some numbers, okay? First of all was the number 717. Now, obviously, we all know that's the number that means you are on the right path. But it was really powerful how they showed me this number. Because, Jenna and Bobby were talking. And they were trying to clear the air. So this is a big sign about communication. And the air is being cleared. Even if you don't think so, you're on the right path. And the number 17, okay, was on the door. So the number 17 was on the door. But the camera kept going back and forth. So it was going between a 7 and a 17. It was so powerful. So you're being reminded that you are manifesting your dreams. And it's happening now. Clearing the air, communication, being the peacemaker. Okay, it's happening. So 717 coming to you today to remind you you're on the right path. And the other number is 501. And this was shown to me very powerfully. So the number 5 is the number of change. The 0 is connected with heaven and eternal energy, and the fact that you are twin flames, and the 1 is about this new beginning. So changes are coming in now to bring about this new beginning. We're being guided to trust, to have faith. So I want to read you from Kyle's book, The Angel Numbers Oracle, well, 101, whatever it is, Angel Numbers, what it means. So 501 is saying to you, know that God is supporting all that you do, and it's aligned with light and goodness. So God is saying to you, or Jesus is saying to you here, I'm supporting everything you do that is aligned with light and goodness. Now, it's really powerful because, when I slipped and fell in the bedroom yesterday, me and George, what we do is, and twin flames, we act like children sometimes, in union too, and sometimes we play, not hide and seek, but we jump out at each other. So, if I go upstairs and I go the loo or something, sometimes I'll turn the lights off and hide. So he's like, where's Liz gone? So he'll come up and then I'll jump out. And he does it to me, and it's a silly thing to do, but, we do it sometimes. And this is kind of what we were doing yesterday when I slipped. And what I did, it was stupid, okay? But it just shows how stupid we are sometimes in this journey. And I turned all the lights off upstairs. And in the bedroom, I've got like a clothes maid with clothes on. So there wasn't much room anyway. And I heard him coming up the stairs. And I was trying to hide behind this clothes rack. And that's what I did. I kind of slipped over, bashed my chin. And the message was from coming, at the end of the day, Liz, you should not be messing around in the dark. Okay, because we're supposed to be light workers. So, and it backfired. And George had come up with my little rainbow, and he was like, where are you? What are you doing? And there's me in the bathroom kind of putting a cold compress on my chin because I'd bashed my chin up. So that really kind of resonates with that too, And sometimes we rush around, we fall over, we don't turn the light on, and we bang something up because we're being reminded to stay in the light. So let's bring in some cards. So these are very powerful. So the card decks I'm going to use today, we're going to use this beautiful Kindred Spirit Love Oracle. And this is by Mollie Kindred. And we're going to use Heal Yourself reading cards. Okay. One I also noticed on the right hand here, I don't know if you can see that, I've got some makeup, some eye makeup that's kind of just gone there. This is the colour of blue. And what this showing me with this is sage. Okay, so sage where you are today, or, protection. I feel this is kind of Archangel Michael protection in the hands because, our hands have power. We're attracting things in. So remember to kind of sage yourself, or, use sage to cleanse your environment, or call on Archangel Michael to protect you everywhere you go. So you are protected. So we're going to use this deck, and we're going to bring in the Heal Yourself reading cards. I'm also super excited because I had a little squeal when I bought this deck, okay? When I found this deck on Amazon. Look what I've got. I know there's a lot of supernatural fans out there right now. Supernatural Tarot. Okay, I'm so excited. So I'm going to be using this deck today, but we're going to do with this deck an almost personal reading. So if you're a supernatural fan, or you just want a little extra guidance, check this out later. I'm going to be doing that later on. So let's see what the energy is then. Angels, thank you. What's the energy around the connection today, please? The energy around the divine feminines and the energy around the divine masculine. Thank you, thank you. What's the energy, please, around the connection today? The energy around the connection. The energy around the divine feminines today and the energy around the divine masculine. Wow, jumping out. Yeah, look at this. We're going to start with the masculine. So sadness. So, the masculines are missing the feminine, thinking about you. And we've got the number 5 connected with change. So remember, there's a lot going on within them to bring in this change. And we've got here, it says trust issues. Now, this is really important because the big thing that I keep getting is the masculine needs the feminine to trust him to find his way back to you, to trust him to learn his lessons, to trust him to do the work instead of trying to control everything. And, George says that to me sometimes, because I'll say, I wash the dishes. I do it a lot. And I'm like, oh, you're going to wash the dishes? He'll say, I'll do it in a minute. But I go in and do it because I get agitated. I want it done there and then. And he comes in, he says, you have to trust me that I will do it in my own time. And there's me wanting it done now. And that's how the energy is as a divine feminine. We want it now. And when things don't work out the way we want, we go into fear, or we feel there's a block, or we struggle to say what we want to say, or we hide our emotion, or we speak our emotion. It causes issues because we want it now. And we're being reminded to adapt to that, to be flexible, to calm down, to relax, to chill out, to take it easy, to not need it all in this moment now. So the message says there is unrealized pain that is directly related to trust issues in a partnership. So the masculines hold pain. So I feel they feel sad and in pain because they know that they've hurt you and they've lost your trust. So they want to gain that back. And that's why, sometimes when we're doing the message cards, the message comes up, please trust me to find my way. Or I will contact you in time, trust me, or, trust me to do this, because, they have trust issues. So we feel sadness around this, that he's lost your trust, or that you don't trust him or give him time. And this is like a big core wound the masculines have to heal. One party or both parties, so that means you or them or both of you, have experienced significant betrayal in the past, which has caused them to become defensive and guarded with their heart. So, this journey, first of all, causes pain and sadness, but we overcome it with faith and power and focusing on love. So, the angels are acknowledging here, you know that you've been hurt on this journey. They've been hurt on this journey. And, this is about forgiveness and healing right now. So I know that you've possibly been betrayed, and you may think your masculine has betrayed you, but they are very aware of what they've done, what they've said, and how they've acted. And they feel very sad about that they've hurt you and caused you pain, because you are the light. And when that light dims a little bit, it kills them. It's like a knife going in the heart there. So I feel this is a big message that they are feeling sad because you don't trust them. And they want to do anything they can to regain your trust. We've also got stagnant. So again, stagnant if it feels stuck because of the hermit energy. If your masculine seems to have disappeared, or you're in separation, or there's some silence there, or he seems to be ignoring you, you're being reminded to not take it personally as he does what he needs to do. The energy of this relationship is restricted by fears and old patterns. So again, the masculines are showing you here, they are releasing their fears. They are releasing their old patterns, and that means karmic situations, anything that needs to go. Someone's mind or heart space is muddy and cluttered. Walls must come down and blocks must be cleared for the energy to flow in a positive direction. This is a multi-step process of shedding and will require patience. So again, you're being asked, dear Divine Feminine, to trust your twin, to have patience with their journey, to understand that they need to heal too. And this is why Jesus is saying to you, be a peacemaker, because blessed are the peacemakers. The peacemakers are people who have compassion. So when the Divine Feminine has compassion and patience and empathy, you are being blessed because you are a peacemaker and you are being called a child of God. So you're doing God's work. You are healing. Everything is falling into place. Very beautiful. For the journey then, we've got wild. So this journey makes you feel wild sometimes. It brings out those wild energies, those wild feelings. And again, look what we've got there. We've got that lantern. And that's very much connected with finding the way, being directed. Okay, again, hermit energy going within. But the red is the passion. And this is that message that kind of come through from Donnie Darko. The heart wants what the heart wants. And the heart can make us act crazy or act a bit wild sometimes. And this is the passion, the fire, the desire. But this is about, this journey can drive you crazy. It can make you feel wild and confused. And, sometimes we feel insane or we're going crazy. But all is well. And the message is equal partnership, wow. So you're being reminded that you're moving into alignment. It needs to be an equal partnership. This is about equilibrium and balance. And an equal partnership is when you give to them and they give back to you. And that's what union is. And that's what me and George have got. And that's what you guys are working towards. So if you feel it's out of balance, there's no equilibrium, there's no equal partnership, that's what's being healed right now. That's what we're working towards. Because, if you feel that you're constantly giving, and you're feeling exhausted, I know so many of you write in the comments, I've had enough, I'm exhausted, I can't do it anymore. What the angels are saying to you, the blocking throat chakra again, because this is connected with communication. The angels are trying to communicate with you in that moment by your feelings that it's time to give back to you, because it's not an equal partnership. You feel exhausted because you are giving, and nothing's coming back, or not much is coming back. So that's always a huge sign to give to you, to focus on you and your journey and your dreams, and, doing things for you. When George went in his shed, I could have gone into meltdown and said, oh my God, I know that he's doing this trial run because his mate's coming over. But why does he want to be alone? Why? I could be in that energy, but I've already worked through that and been there and done that and felt that. And now I think, wow, it's the angels saying, okay, he's doing his thing. I need to do my thing. And I had a lovely day. So there needs to be an equilibrium or an equal partnership in the connection. It says this pairing, and they give me the word paining, this pairing, which means you and your twin, a couple, power couple, but paining. Sometimes we feel in pain, when it's not equal, or when we feel we're giving too much. It says this pairing is based on equal effort, where both parties give and receive freely. And your masculine wants to be able to give to you freely. He wants to be able to give to you without any pressure or demands. He wants to be able to find his own way to you in his own time when he's ready. He doesn't want to feel like he's got to do it to make you happy or because you want it now. And this is why as a feminine we learn to let go. And let go does not mean you move on. It means you surrender, you're trusting to do it his way. Because he wants to give you everything, but he wants to give it you freely. In his own way, in his own time. He's doing his best to find a way out of his situation, or to find a solution, to work it out. Each person has balance within themselves, which leads to teamwork. And they give me the word lens, okay? So in other words, they give me the word lens as in the eyes you see through. Okay, are you seeing through the lens of fear or the lens of love? Understanding, empathy, seeing the bigger picture. So each person has balance within them, which leads to teamwork and cooperation. So in other words, when we balance our own energy, we feel better. We feel more at peace. We cooperate with the journey. We cooperate with our twin. We cooperate. So instead of pushing against the current, we go with the current. So in other words, what happens is you work as a team. Okay? So when they need space, you let them have that freely. You give it to them freely, knowing that you are safe. And I shared a community post about, trusting the journey, during that time and that process. In this partnership, each person is able to take accountability for their actions. So in other words, we can't just blame our twin when things seem to be going wrong, or we can't blame the pandemic, or we can't blame the fact there's a country in the way or an age gap, or we have to take responsibility because you've been put in that situation. Whether you're the older one, or there's a country in the way, or, you can't see each other because of a karmic situation or whatever's going on, you've been put there for a reason, for your soul growth. So you also have to take accountability for your actions, because if you think that it's all about them doing the work, you're not understanding that this is an equal partnership. And, if you're expecting it all to happen the way you want it to, you'll be disappointed, because the universe throws curveballs in, so we grow. That's why in an age gap connection, if you thought that you would be the older one, the younger one, and you're the older one, or vice versa, the universe throws curveballs in. Never in a million years did I think, that I would end up with someone 19 years younger than me. But it does not bother me at all. It does not affect anything. So you're being reminded that everything is happening for a reason, for your soul growth. So take accountability for your actions too. If you're demanding it, wanting it, needing it a certain way, thinking that they need to do this and they need to do that, you have to take accountability for your learning too. And start thinking, okay, right now we're not in union because perhaps it's not the right time. So what is that showing me? What am I still growing from? What am I still healing from and learning about? What's still happening within me to make me the best version of me? So feminines, we've got self-love. I love this, self-love. And that's the answer to everything, giving back to ourselves. And when things feel out of sync with our twin, when it seems out of balance or it's not seeming to be equal, that's a sign from heaven to work on us, to work on self-love. And self-love is surrender. Look what she's doing. She's throwing her hands up. She's feeling free. A lot of flowing energy in this. She's kind of wearing that flowing dress there. So things are flowing freely when we surrender, when we let go, when we trust, when we have faith. And the quickest way to turn this around is by gratitude, daily gratitude. Being grateful for the things you have now and being grateful for the things you want as if they are here now. Going in nature, breathing in the air, having you time, breathing, doing things that make you feel good, giving back to you. And we've got procrastination. So maybe this is a day where you sit down and you think about things, and you start understanding things from a higher point of view. You start understanding that sometimes we procrastinate too. We may think we want it, then we don't want it. We may want it this way, then we want it that way. We certainly do this sometimes with things we want in our physical world. If we are setting intentions, sometimes we can be wishy-washy with those intentions because we're procrastinating instead of being crystal clear about it. And then the universe kind of is taking its time because we're taking our time. So today, take control. Take back your power and focus on self-love. And we've got miscommunication. So the whole thing is things are sometimes misconstrued or miscommunicated. So make sure you're clearly speaking with yourself. We miscommunicate when we go into doubt because it's procrastination. Is he my twin? Isn't he my twin? Is it real? Isn't it real? We're procrastinating because we're trying to understand and make a decision, but we are again wishy-washy with our intention. When we have faith and say, yes, I know. I believe it's my twin. I know it is. You have to trust in that. And the miscommunication can come with our connection with the divine. If we're asking, but again, we're being wishy-washy with our intention. So there isn't a clear communication to heaven or a clear communication to the universe. They're giving me fear and that brings in fear. Miscommunication, a lot of fear around this energy, is when we feel like there's been a misunderstanding or our masculine hasn't understood our point or doesn't see it from our point of view. Because remember, masculine and feminine energy is like Mars and Venus. Martians don't understand Venetians and Venetians don't understand Martians. But it's not really about the words, it's about the feelings. It's about that telepathic bond. It doesn't need to be spoken to sometimes because it's felt. It says, wires have been crossed and there have been a misunderstanding between two parties. So it's showing, misunderstandings, miscommunication. So instead of worrying about it, pray about it, give it to God. Okay? Speak to your twin in the physical realm through the 5D. In other words, when you close your eyes and you feel your twin with you, you close your eyes, they're right by your side, you feel them. When I'm doing it now in my mind's eye, I'm seeing George, a picture of George, like an impression of him in my mind. You can do this with a real photograph. You can do it with closing your eyes and bringing him towards you, connecting with him on the 5D and clearing up the misunderstanding. And then Archangel Raguel will harmonize things in the real world. Each person must be willing to work together and learn better communication skills. So again, working together. This is remembering that you are a team. When you're in union, you'll be together. You'll be working on your mission together, working on your life together, loving who you are. And you learn better communication skills. How? By observing, by listening, by trusting, by not being so quick to speak. To react instead to respond with love. You can begin to pay attention to subtle energies. So you start becoming the observer. You're paying attention, divine feminine, to subtle energies. Things that are happening around you, the signs that you see. Listen intently to yourself and others. It's time to learn a new way to communicate from a place of love rather than fear. So you're being reminded to do things from love, not fear. And that's really what Jesus is saying to you, because he's saying, blessed are the peacemakers. You are on the right path when you ask and believe it is given. So trust the journey. Have faith. Understand that everything is working out and that you are safe and you are loved. And if he needs a little bit of time, be patient, give it to him, because that will lead you towards your dreams. Have a great day, sending you so much love, and I'll see you soon.